Good evening. My name is Charles Bivens. I'd like to just have a few minutes of your time to talk on a topic that I'm sure we all heard about. It's very, very near to me, something that's been going on. So this is going to be on gang violence. Gang violence statistics all over the United States showing a growing problem, and throughout the United States, gang violence has continued to rise since the early part of the decade. According to statistics, we've got 60,000 gang-related issues and arrests that have been done throughout the past 10 years. 7,100 of those gang-related arrests have been made in 2010 alone. There's been 3,100 convictions in the U.S. Also, the National Gang Survey Center has allowed the statistics are about to be 32.4% of all cities, suburban areas, be it towns, be it cities, all over. And they all have a gang problem. In 2008, there was an article, Why People Join Gangs. Influences that lead to gang violence. Major risk factors that contribute to the gang involvement. Lack of jobs for youth. We got kids that are in these areas. If there are no jobs, that means that they're not going to have any type of positive influence. They're going to be getting into trouble. They're going to be bored. They have nothing else to do. Poverty compounded by social isolation. They're just isolated. They're segregated. Domestic violence. A lot of these kids, they're in domestic violence situations. They see it, be it their parents, within their families, and so they mimic what they see. Negative peer networks, peers. Sometimes we have our friends or even maybe some relatives that give negative impact. So that means that we don't have any positive influence around us, so we're going to end up doing these negative factors as well. Lack of parental supervision. Parents have to be involved in their kids' lives, have to know what they're doing. You know, people say nosy, but you have to be involved, try to make sure you know where your kids are, what they're doing, and be at the schools. Early academic failure and lack of school attachment. Kids dropping out of high school, kids not getting education, that's a big one. These risk factors increase the odds that a young person will definitely join a gang. We also have some other reasons why people join, and they can be from simple and they vary to complex reasons. Sense of family. If kids are at home and they don't have a good home environment, then they turn to gangs. Need for need for money and food. If they're family at home and they don't have enough food, they don't have any money for this, so they're going to be out there in the street and they're going to try to get it. It's about survival. Okay, then you have protection. There again, it goes survival. These gangs, what they do is they get these young kids, they teach them loyalty, they give them love and attention of something they're not getting home, and that's how they'll be able to pull them in. Peer pressure. Peer pressure from kids, from family, from friends. You have family history, tradition. A lot of times these kids, their family, their siblings, older parents or whatever have already been involved in gangs. So, they make it seem like it's loyalty that they have to do the exact same thing. Then you also have to appear cool. The gangs, what they do, they wear all the nice fashions. They got the good trends in the shoes and the clothes. They throw the hottest parties. They drive the nice cars. So that's how they be able to pull all our young kids into being, in the gang. Chicago, city of Chicago, notorious for violence. Neighborhood Inglewood, from the south side of Chicago. 2014, they had 260 people in a 45-block radius that were shot. Of those 260, 41 of them died. For more than a decade, this lady, her name is Sally Hazelwood. She's been working with at-risk youth, trying to be able to pull them in off the streets. She lives in that neighborhood. She has 3 children. She said, look, I'm not at risk, but just like everybody else that lives around here, I watch out for stray bullets. In 2003, she started working Chicago's Harold X home. At that time, it was a housing project. This housing project was notoriously violent. One thing about it is, it was highly structured, it was criminal activity, and all those projects, those buildings were controlled and run by gang affiliation. they control all the buildings. They'd be able to pull members in with the gangs by showing them about two things. Always about love and respect. Chicago has more than 150,000 gang members. You know, say what you will, but the gang model works. So this is how she did it. The gang model is they'll be able to pull them in and be able to give them love, give them attention. It's about the gang model. She said this is what we need to do. But you're utilizing the gang model, but without the drugs, without the crime, and without the killing. So she said, first I had to make it exciting to the young kids about how we're going to do this. She asked them, what would you like to do to be able to be off the streets? They said, boxing. Okay, so they started a platform to utilize boxing by bringing the kids in and getting them off the streets. The second platform she utilized, it was music. Music was another one to be able to bring the kids and get them in off the streets. It's called a Crushers Club. It's a pilot program at the boxing gym that they started. Small groups of the youngest members are being mentored by the older youth. And then in turn, the young adult are supervising them. She said, we can't pay a lot of money, but we employ them by paying them $5,000 a year. Just $5,000 a year. And they stop working for the gangs and come and change the lives of themselves and changing the lives of their peers. So, $5,000 a year that they pay these to do part-time work. But in the state of Illinois alone, it costs $90,000. I'll say that one more time. $90,000 to incarcerate one juvenile for 1 year. The key is to provide a same sense of belonging, love, respect, and purpose for these young men in the gang. If we happen to know anybody, if we see anybody, we need to be able to help out. That's what we need to do. Thank you.